You're not broken. You're just overwhelmed. And in a world designed to fragment your attention, healing your mind isn't optional, it's survival. Your mind has become a battlefield. Not because you're weak, but because you were never taught how to protect it. You live in a time where your thoughts aren't your own. Every notification, headline, and scroll pulls your attention into 1,000 directions. And slowly, almost without noticing, you begin to feel disconnected from yourself. Maybe you've felt it, that constant hum in the back of your mind. Like a browser with 40 tabs open, and you don't even know where the music is coming from anymore. But here's the truth. Clarity is not a luxury. It's a skill. A muscle. A practice. You're not getting hacks. You're not getting shortcuts. You're getting a blueprint. To not just clear your mind, but to reclaim it, piece by piece. We'll walk through 5 phases. Recognize the noise. Purge the mental clutter. Rebuild cognitive space. Train the mind to stay clear. Design a life that protects your peace. Let's begin. The first step to healing is realizing you're under attack. Your mind was designed for simplicity. One thought at a time. One task at a time. One emotion at a time. But right now, you're living in the loudest era in human history. Every scroll, click, and buzz steals just a little more of your mental bandwidth. And over time, that bandwidth runs out. This is not about willpower. It's about mental inputs, what you allow into your field of awareness. Let's visualize it. Imagine your mind as a pristine whiteboard. Every notification, a scribble. Every toxic conversation, another scratch. Every half-finished to-do, a smear of ink. Eventually, you can't see anything but noise. What does mental noise look like? Overthinking decisions that don't matter. Replaying past conversations. Inability to focus for more than 5 minutes. Sudden anxiety without obvious cause. Mental fatigue by 2 p.m., even if you've barely moved. Sound familiar? That's not laziness. That's cognitive overload, and it's reversible. The hidden triggers, digital drain and emotional hoarding. We often think clutter is physical, a messy room, a chaotic desk. But the real clutter? It's emotional residue from unprocessed thoughts. You read a sad news story. You hear a passive-aggressive comment. You scroll past a post that makes you compare your life to someone else's highlight reel. You didn't mean to absorb it. But you did. The brain holds it. It stores it. And it does this every single day. Imagine doing that for 10 years without clearing the cache. No wonder you're mentally exhausted. Let's get practical. Here's your first step toward healing. Take 10 minutes today and write down everything you've consumed in the last 24 hours, videos, news, apps, conversations. Every thought that keeps replaying in your head. Every incomplete task or open loop. Every person that drains you emotionally. You will see a pattern. You're not broken, you're just flooded. The mind heals when you stop letting it be used as a trash can. From today, I want you to stop and ask yourself, does this thought deserve space in my mind? Is this task truly urgent, or just loud? Is this emotion mine, or something I picked up from someone else? You see, mental clarity isn't about stopping thoughts. It's about filtering them. It's about becoming the gatekeeper of your own head. Here's a short mental reset you can do every night before bed. Breathe in deep, hold for 3 seconds. Exhale slow. Close your eyes, picture a giant whiteboard in your mind. Wipe it clean, imagine every thought fading, one by one. Say this aloud, I release what no longer serves me. I keep only what matters. Sit in silence, even just 90 seconds of stillness can reset your mental state. Do this nightly. You'll be surprised how fast your clarity returns. You've just taken the first step. You've seen the noise. Named it. And for the first time, maybe in years, you've created space in your mind again. But recognition isn't enough. Next, we go deeper. You're going to purge what no longer belongs in your mind. Old thoughts. Dead dreams. Outdated identities. Because healing isn't just about clearing. It's about letting go. The problem isn't that you're thinking too much. It's that you're not letting go. There are thoughts in your mind that have expired. People. Memories. Failures. Mistakes. Old versions of you that no longer exist, but still live in your head. You've been trying to add peace to your life without subtracting the noise. But real mental clarity doesn't begin by stacking new habits on top of old wounds. It begins with a purge. So right now, I want you to ask yourself, what has lived rent-free in your head for far too long? The mental hoard, why you feel stuck. Let's break it down. Mental clutter isn't random. It usually falls into one of these categories. Unfinished conversations. What you wish you said. What you still replay over and over. People you ghosted or who ghosted you. Emotional debt. Guilt over things you can't undo. Regret about decisions you didn't make. Shame about who you were back then. Mental tabs left open. Goals you never started. People you still stalk online. Decisions you're postponing out of fear. Stories that aren't true anymore. I'm not good enough. No one really sees me. This is just who I am. These thoughts stack silently, and they clog your clarity like digital junk files in an old computer. Real talk, forgiveness isn't for them, it's for your mind. Here's a truth most people never understand. Forgiveness isn't an emotion. It's a neurological release, a decision to stop looping pain. When you forgive someone, or yourself, you free your brain from constantly revisiting that trauma. So if you're holding on to something that still haunts you, say this. I no longer want this memory to decide who I am. I release you. Not because you deserve it, but because I do. You don't have to forget. You just have to stop feeding it energy. Here's one of the most powerful practices for mental healing. Write a letter to someone you're still mentally tied to. They can be alive. Gone. A version of you from 5 years ago. Write everything you never said. Say what hurt you. Say what you wish happened instead. Say goodbye. Then delete it. Burn it. Rip it up. You're not doing it for them. You're doing it to reclaim mental space. You will be shocked how much clarity returns after this. Think of your mind like a homepage. Every time you wake up, certain thoughts load first. For some people, I'm already behind. I'm not enough. I need to do more or I'll fall apart. Where did these thoughts come from? Parents? Society? Trauma? Comparison? Here's the thing, you didn't choose most of your core thoughts. They were downloaded. But just like any app, you can uninstall them. Try this now. The next time you hear an anxious or critical voice in your head, say, I'm noticing I'm having the thought that. Example, I'm noticing I'm having the thought that I'm not good enough. That one sentence disconnects your identity from the thought. You are not your thoughts. You are the one observing them. And when you can observe them, you can change them. Let go of the identity you built in survival mode. Sometimes, your anxiety wasn't a flaw, it was armor. Your silence wasn't weakness, it was self-protection. Your people-pleasing wasn't fake, it was your safest option back then. But if you're no longer in survival mode, why are you still carrying survival behaviors? Letting go of mental clutter means letting go of who you had to be. So you can finally become who you want to be. Try this every evening for 7 days. Sit in silence with a pen and paper. Write the answers to these 3 prompts. What thought drained me today? What thought served me today? What can I leave behind tonight? This takes 5 minutes. But it gives you hours of freedom tomorrow. Your mind is not meant to be a museum of every memory. It's a garden. And gardens need pruning. Mental clarity begins when you weed out what no longer grows you. You've now taken a second step toward healing. You've cleared space, not just externally, but internally. But what happens next? Next, we rebuild. We create structure. We train your brain to thrive in clarity, not just escape the noise. Because mental healing isn't just subtraction. It's construction. This is where most people get it wrong. They remove the distractions. They unfollow the noise. They detox from the chaos. But then, they do nothing with the silence. So the mind, desperate for something to fill the void, does what it's always done. It brings the noise back. You must understand, your brain is a builder. If you don't give it a blueprint, it'll reconstruct what it knows best, even if that's dysfunction. So what you need now is structure. Mental architecture. It's time to rebuild your cognitive environment, intentionally. What is cognitive space? It's the mental version of physical space. A clean desk helps you work clearly. A cluttered room makes you feel overwhelmed. A dedicated space helps your body know what it's supposed to do. Your mind works the same way. You need boundaries inside your brain. Where does work live? Where does rest go? Where do ideas go when they're still half-formed? Let's build your inner house. Picture your mind as a building with 4 rooms. The war room, where you solve problems, focus, strategize. The garden, where you rest, reflect, breathe. The forge, where you create, imagine, and experiment. The vault, where you store memories, lessons, and wisdom. Throughout your day, you want to consciously enter and exit each room. Because mental whiplash happens when you work in the garden, and try to sleep in the war room. Designate time for each room. Don't let them bleed into one another. Just like a room has a door, every mental state needs a ritual to enter and exit. Here's what this looks like. To enter the war room, deep work. Light a candle. Put on instrumental music. Write your top 3 tasks on a sticky note. Turn your phone face down, out of reach. That tells your brain, we're working now. To exit the war room. Stand up and stretch. Take 5 deep breaths. Close your laptop, physically and mentally. Now you're done. You don't carry the task into your next room. For the garden, rest and stillness. Make tea or take a walk without your phone. Sit in nature. Journal. Or simply do nothing. You're not wasting time. You're resetting your nervous system. For the forge, creativity. Put on a different playlist. Use a different notebook. Switch locations. Write freely without expectations. Let your mind explore without judgment. For the vault, reflection. End the day by reviewing what you learned. Write down one insight from the day. Say aloud, this stays with me. Everything else can go. This protects your clarity. Because most people try to rest with open mental loops, and then wonder why they can't sleep. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's the factory reset your brain depends on every night. You cannot achieve mental clarity without defending your sleep like your life depends on it, because it does. Here's a 3-rule sleep hygiene framework. Guard the last hour. No social media. No new input. Only calming output, reading, stretching, journaling. Use sensory cues. Dim lights equals slow down. Warm drink equals it's safe to let go. Calming scent equals we're not in fight mode. End with this phrase. Everything I didn't finish today can wait. I trust tomorrow me to handle it. Your mind will rest when it feels safe, not just when you're tired. Throughout the day, your brain receives hundreds of unprocessed thoughts. If you don't have a system, they get buried, and later reappear as anxiety. So you need a mental inbox. This is a simple list you write in your phone or journal. Things I'm thinking about. Ideas I'm not ready to act on. Questions I don't need to answer yet. Once you externalize a thought, you liberate your brain from having to hold it. You don't need to think less. You just need to offload more. Think of a great library. It's full of knowledge, but it's silent. It's calm. It's intentional. Your mind can hold thousands of thoughts, emotions, and memories, if you organize them. That's what we're doing now, filing, labeling, and shelving the noise. You've now begun rebuilding your mental house. You've cleared the mess. You've drawn new rooms. You've assigned tasks. You've given yourself rituals. This is what most people never do. They live in mental chaos because they've never built mental architecture. But you? You're reclaiming that power. In the next section, we go deeper. Because it's one thing to organize your mind. It's another thing to train it to stay clear, even under pressure. And that's where real transformation begins. Let's be honest. Some people seem naturally calm. They rarely overreact. Their thoughts feel organized. Their energy is stable. But you know what the truth is? That's not personality. It's practice. No one is born with mental clarity. Everyone is born with mental noise. But clarity becomes your nature when you make it your training. This section is all about that training. Your attention is the most precious resource in your entire life. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. Where your attention goes, your life follows. The modern world is constantly stealing your attention. Social media. Pop-ups. DMs, noise. The average person switches tasks every 47 seconds. Let me say that again, every 47 seconds. That means you're never truly in control of your mind. You're just reacting to what grabs you. So we train. The 5-minute focus drill, do this daily. Start with just 5 minutes a day. Sit down. Pick one task. Turn off everything else. No phone. No music. Just silence. Then focus on the task until the timer rings. When your mind wanders, which it will, gently bring it back. This is like a mental bicep curl. You're building your attention back, rep by rep. Over time, increase it to 10, then 15, then 25. You'll feel the difference in how you speak, how you listen, how you create. Recognize the mind's escape patterns. The moment your brain feels discomfort, it tries to run. You open TikTok, just for a second. You clean your room instead of answering that hard email. You suddenly feel hungry mid-task. These are micro-escapes. And they destroy clarity. The goal is not to shame them. The goal is to notice them. Next time you reach for your phone mid-focus, pause and ask. What am I avoiding right now? This question interrupts the automatic loop. And when you interrupt the loop, you regain control. Mental resilience in real-world stress. Clarity in a quiet room is easy. But what about when life gets loud? When you're under pressure? When your friend disappoints you? When your project collapses last minute? This is where mental resilience comes in. Here's a powerful phrase to anchor you. What's true right now? Let's say someone insults you. Your emotions flare up. Your thoughts spiral. Stop. Breathe. Ask, what's true right now? That they said something unkind? Yes. That it defines your worth? No. That you must react immediately? No. This phrase, "what's true right now?" brings your mind back to the present. To what matters. To what's real. Use your breath to reclaim your mind. You don't need a meditation app to return to clarity. You just need breath. Here's the most effective clarity breathwork you can do anywhere. Box breathing, used by Navy SEALs. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Repeat for 2 to 5 minutes. Do this before an interview, a test, a hard conversation, or when you feel your mind spiral. Breathing regulates your nervous system, and your nervous system controls your clarity. Most people treat rest as a reward. But stillness must be scheduled like work. Once per day, just 10 to 15 minutes, do nothing. No phone. No books. No stimulation. Just you, your thoughts, and breath. Let your mind settle. Let it digest the day. Let silence become your default, not chaos. This is where breakthroughs live. In the stillness. Not in the scroll. When intrusive thoughts arrive, don't fight them. Label them. Say, "Ah. Worry thought. Ah. Comparison thought. Ah. Old shame memory." When you label a thought, you stop merging with it. The moment you name it, it loses power. This is mindfulness in action, not just awareness, but identification. What happens when you train mental clarity daily? After 30 days of this training, here's what changes. You'll be able to finish what you start. You'll stop reacting so emotionally to small things. You'll catch yourself in old loops before they spiral. You'll begin to feel calm, present, grounded. Not because your life got easier, but because your mind got stronger. You've now begun training the skill most people never build. Staying clear in the storm. You've learned how to build focus like a muscle. Spot your escape patterns. Reclaim presence in stress. Use your breath as a tool. Label thoughts without drowning in them. But there's one final step. One step that protects everything we've built so far. You don't just want a clear mind in moments. You want a clear life. And that's what we do next. How to heal your mind. Mental clarity. Mental clarity is fragile, unless you build walls around it. You've done the inner work. You've removed the noise. You've built mental rooms. You've trained your attention. But now comes the final test. Can your outer world protect your inner clarity? Because the truth is, your clarity won't last if your life is working against it. This final section is about crafting a life that reinforces peace, not constantly sabotages it. Let's build your external architecture, so your mental clarity has a place to live. Shape your environment with intention. You become the room you sit in. If your space is loud, cluttered, chaotic, your mind mirrors that. If your space is clean, simple, and calm, your mind settles. Here's the formula. Visual clarity creates mental clarity. Environmental friction creates decision fatigue. Mess equals microstress. Try this now. Clear off your desk completely, just a journal and a pen. Light one candle. One scent. Remove anything that doesn't support your work or peace. This becomes your mental sanctuary. You don't need a big space. You just need clear intention. Audit your relationships. You cannot have peace if you're surrounded by chaos, especially in human form. Let's be honest. Some people fog your mind. They pull you into drama, doubt, or constant distraction. They hijack your energy, your clarity, your mood. You may love them, but that doesn't make them good for your clarity. It's time to ask. Who feeds my clarity? Who fogs it? Then create boundaries, or even distance, based on that clarity. This isn't cruelty. This is mental survival. Redesign your inputs. Your thoughts are not just yours. They're echoes of what you consume. The creators you follow. The conversations you allow. The platforms you scroll. The podcasts you binge. If your mental diet is chaotic, your clarity dies. Here's the rule. If it doesn't educate, elevate, or deeply entertain, it doesn't belong. Start by unsubscribing from 5 things today. Podcasts. Channels. Pages. Emails. People. Anything that feels heavy, noisy, or pointless. Replace them with silence, or intentional input. Design daily rhythms that anchor peace. Most people design their life around output, what they want to do. But if you want clarity, you must design around recovery. Here's what that looks like. Morning, protect the first 30 minutes. No phone. No notifications. Just silence, movement, or reflection. Set the tone before the world sets it for you. Evening, downshift with intention. No new input 1 hour before bed. Use warm light, not screens. Journal, what do I want to let go of tonight? This rhythm teaches your body and brain when to perform and when to rest. Build a relationship with technology that serves you. Tech isn't the enemy. But undisciplined tech is. Try these 3 clarity-saving tactics. One-touch rule, never check your phone without a reason. Home screen reset, remove all addictive apps from page 1. Tech Sabbath, pick 1 day a week, or half day, with no digital input. During that time, walk. Write. Think. Breathe. You'll be shocked how fast your clarity regenerates. Make your work serve your mind, not destroy it. If your job forces you to live in constant urgency, multitasking, or stimulation, your clarity won't survive. So you must fight to reclaim control. Block 90-minute focus windows. Stop checking emails before noon. Schedule meetings only on certain days. Protect your calendar like your mental health depends on it, because it does. Productivity without peace is just glorified burnout. Design mental boundaries you don't apologize for. You're allowed to say, I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm not available for that kind of energy. I protect my mornings, let's talk later. I need silence today. Nothing personal. No. These are not selfish. These are self-protective. And the more often you use them, the more space your mind has to breathe. The bigger picture, lifestyle equals mindset. Clarity is not just a mindset. It's a lifestyle. It's the collection of thousands of micro-decisions you make each day. To silence your phone. To take a walk instead of doom scrolling. To journal instead of vent. To pause instead of react. To choose your energy before others choose it for you. Clarity is not a moment. It's a way of life. Final reflection. So now, you've done what most people never do. You've recognized the noise. Released what no longer serves you. Rebuilt your mental structure. Trained your attention. And now, designed a life that protects it all. This is healing. This is growth. This is mental freedom. It doesn't mean life will never get loud again. But now, you have the tools to return to peace, every single time. And that is everything. Your mind is not broken. It's just been waiting for you to take care of it. Like this video? Bookmark it and revisit when your mind gets foggy. Want a daily mental clarity practice? Download the free PDF linked in the description. Subscribe for more content on mindset, peace, and purpose.